Hey guys, I'm RozaldVaneGAME and welcome back to another episode of VLR, Virtue's Last Reward, or Zero Escape Virtue's Last Reward. This may be our last episode, but I'm not going to be certain about it until we hit the credits, of course. So we're going to get all the 9 yards of everything, and then once we're done with this whole game, with all the explanations and stuff out of the way, with this last ending bit, then I will talk about my thoughts and my feelings about the whole game overall for VLR, and then talk about the future once we get to that part. I'm gonna try my best to get this through all the way to the end. So I might take a break or so if I end up needing to take some more time to think about things, or I have to revisit the second half of this episode or third half of the episode or whatever. Third half. I don't know what third half means, but but yeah, basically just trying to figure things out as we go. So let's roll through this dialogue as much as possible for now, and then see where it takes us. But yeah, last episode, forgot. They talked a lot about the secrets behind who Kei is in this particular path of timeline, and some of the history of what's going on, and what everyone's goals are for being here in this game, in the 80 games. Wait, what?
他の方々はいかがでしょう。
知らない顔ね。
Wait, what? So this is not Sigma?
わしも見覚えはないな。
Wait, are we not Sigma? I'm so confused. What's going on?
私も。
同じく初めて見る顔だ。
I'm so confused. Am I not Sigma? Is my character not Sigma? Hey, come on. What are you guys saying? Right here? Same face?
シグマさん、大丈夫？どこかで頭でも打ったんじゃ。
Wait, is this a twist? Is this the plot twist that we're getting? Huh? What? Nani? It didn't make any sense. Why didn't they recognize me?
シグマさん、あなたの意識は時間を飛び越えることができます。
Oh, so she's trying to explain that our brain is just one entity, but we're in a different body now.
過去の肉体へも、場合によっては未来の肉体へも入り込むことが。
I think it's that our current Sigma is a very old man. And the Sigma in the pod is our true self, but he's from the past, I think. What does that mean?
わかりませんか？あなたの意識は未来へと飛んできたのですよ。45年前の過去から。
Oh, that's interesting. I looked around frantically. A pond! I ran to it and threw myself down onto my knees. Crawling on all fours, I approached the edge. My heart was hammering inside my chest. A cold sweat trickled down my spine. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down, damn it. I struggled to take deep breaths. Then, slowly, I peered into the pond looking for my reflection. Oh, we're that guy we're Zero Senior all along. What? What? Nande. No. This can't be real. This face.
シグマクライム博士、あなたご自身の顔ですよ。
We're Dr. Sigma? What the heck? That is such a weird twist, but that makes sense that we can't see our own face. But we are, technically this is Sigma, and that body, that body that's young is actually Sigma as well. They're both Sigma. The difference is that we are the older versions of ourselves, while the other guy in the bed in the pod is actually our younger self.
今のあなたの意識にとっては45年後のものになりますが、つまりこの AB 計画の首謀者であるゼロとは。
That is so weird, though.
シグマさん、あなたのことだったのです。
So everyone realizes we're Zero Senior. What? Nani? No! That's not possible. That's bullcrap.
いいえ、事実です。認めてください。博士。
I'm not a doctor.
これから博士になるのです。遺伝子工学の博士に。
Genetic engineering. You're lying.
嘘ではありません。
Also, it's funny because I could just say Uso. Because she said Uso Janai or something like that. Meaning, like, it's not nonsense.
彼を作ったのもあなたです。
I created. Oh, so he's my clone. I see.
いえ、これから作ると言うべきでしょうか。
Huh? Create. Create.
彼の名前はカイル・クライム。
Oh, so it is kind of like the biological son.
シグマ・クライム博士。あなたのクローンなのです。
Yeah, that was expected. I kind of knew there was a cloning thing going on.
彼の顔がかつてのあなたと瓜二つなのはそのため。
Truth be told, we kind of haven't seen our faces much. I don't think, but
あなたは今から23年後、この施設のバイオラボで彼を、カイルを生み出すことになります。23年後というのはあなたの主観における時間のことですが、私が先ほどこの施設で生まれ育ったと言ったのはもちろん彼のことです。
oh, I see.
彼は重力が地球の6分の1しかない環境で育ちました。通常であれば骨格は弱体化し、まともに発育することはできません。
Interesting.
そこで博士が彼に与えたのがこの金属製のボディースーツだったのです。
I see. So his body was not used to it. When he was younger, he needed to have an armor to protect him from the gravity of the moon because the gravity isn't the same as Earth.
彼は幼い頃からこのスーツを身につけて暮らしてきました。そうすることによって骨格や筋力が衰えていくのを防いでいたのです。つまり彼はこの日のためにスーツを着たわけでも着せられたわけでもなく、常日頃からこれを身にまとっていたということです。
But then why would future me create a clone?
カイルはあなたのスペア、予備としての存在でした。
Oh, so every other times we were playing as young Sigma, but in this particular timeline we're the old Sigma.
計画を始める前に万が一あなたが不慮の事故によって倒れた場合には彼が代役を務める手はずだったのです。
I see. Interesting. Strange, but interesting.
私は以前 AB 計画の A はアフターの A、B はビフォーの B だと言いました。けれど A と B の2文字には実はもう一つの意味があったのです。アニマの A とボディの B。アニマとは魂、意識のことで、ボディとは言うまでもなく肉体のことです。
Yep.
過去の意識を未来の肉体に、未来の意識を過去の肉体にそれぞれ入れ替える。それがこの計画の主要な目的でした。
Wait, so the future person goes into the past person?
シグマさん、このビオトープで発見したメモのこと覚えていませんか？
それってもしかしてこれのこと？
ええ、
Oh.
そうです。
Did we pick up this thing? When did we pick up this file? I'm kind of wondering. This is the last file, isn't it? No? No? Oh, there it is. Mystery schematic, I see. Okay.
そういえばこの歴史でビオトープを探索されたのは四つ葉さんたちでしたね。
うん。
シグマさん、この図をよく見てください。これはあなたの意識が時間跳躍していく様子を図解したものです。まず点 A は全てが始まったあの時のことを表しています。
Oh, the A is like literally at the bottom over here. It's like at the bottom of the text, it's getting blocked off. Let me show you the thing again. Yeah, right here. Yeah, so the A is at the very bottom of the thing, but the text box is blocking it for some odd reason.
2028年12月25日
Yeah, so that's when we got gassed, wasn't it? Yeah? Yeah?
あなたは車の中で白い煙を吸い込み意識を失った
Yeah, who's the guy who gassed us?
そして点 B へ
Yeah?
2074年1月25日
Which is all the way to 2074, yeah?
あなたはこの施設リゾーム9の AB ルームで目覚めることになります
Also, it's funny because all those, like, very, like, perverted remarks about the bikini and all that kind of comes off strange from an old man now, just thinking about it. Because he's like, I want to see you in a bikini. It's like, wait, Sigma's not a young guy, he's an old guy.
そこにあったのは67歳になったあなたの体つまりあなたの意識はおよそ45年後の未来の肉体へと飛んできたということですシグマさんあなたが重力の現象に気づかなかったのはそのせいでもあるのだと思いますあなたの肉体は老人のもの意識は若いままでも筋力は衰えている
Really? I mean, I didn't know. I didn't realize how weak he was.
したがってそのためにこの月面での重力にもさほど違和感は覚えなかったのでしょう
I mean, maybe when he tries to open the door every time when he goes to a puzzle room, it kind of made sense that he couldn't open it because he didn't have the strength anymore. It's like, like you can hear the metal creaking from him opening it, but I really can't determine if that's strength or not.
続けますさらにラインをたどっていくとどうなるか2074年1月27日点 C へとたどり着くことになります
2 days later.
要するに今日この日のことです
Oh. That's strange. So wait, we've been in this pod for 2 days?
どういうことだ私たちが目覚めてからすでに2日も経っていると
Oh, maybe because it's 2 days in terms of Earth time, but for Moon, it's orbiting a lot faster than what the Earth is going through.
正確に言うと36時間ほどになるでしょうか
3 days. 36. 24. No, a day and a half. Sorry.
お忘れになってしまいましたかラジカル6のこと
Oh, so since our minds are processing much slower, it's like everybody's brain doesn't realize time to move much more faster.
あなた方皆さんの思考速度はそのウイルスの影響によって遅くなっています
So it slowed down everything in terms of time by 1/6 in the brain process, so it takes us 1/6 of the time to process everything.
このため実際には36時間が経過していても体感時間としてはそのルート6分の1 14時間と40分程度にしか感じられないのです
So we need to multiply that time period of 14 hours by 6, I guess?
さてここからが大事なところですこの後シグマさんの意識は約45年前の過去へと遡ることになりますその場所は点 D
Oh, but that was after the whole Nevada test site, isn't it?
2029年4月13日
Let me see. I didn't pay attention to how the whole movement system is. So it's this. Let me use the memo here. It's better to show you what I'm thinking. So we're moving up from here all the way through here to the B up to C, and then we're going all the way back around to D, and then we'd go back to B, and then back down to A again, and then up to E, which is the point of the problem, I guess, is where we're at. So then we're trying to change E for the better. so instead of going so that if we're changing it for the better, then that goes this way. But if we change it for what we originally had it would go back to the same roots of timeline, I think. That's what it looks like.
この時の肉体にシグマさんの意識は飛び移ることになるのです。
Okay.
それは追消滅反応炉が爆破される日と同じではないか。
Pretty much.
ええ、そうですね。だから私は手遅れだと言ったのです。過去へ遡ってもおそらく何もすることはできないだろうと。
Oh, interesting.
けれど話はこれで終わりというわけではありません。ラインはまだ続いているのです。点 D へとたどり着いたシグマさんはその後再び点 B へ。
Oh, yeah.
ただしこの時には時間を飛び越えるわけではありません。シグマさんの意識は45年もの長きにわたって肉体と共に歩み続けていくことになるのです。点 B へと至るまで。
So that means that we're forced to spend 45 years to try to fix this problem, which is what started the AB project.
ところでシグマさん、この点 B がいつのことだったか覚えていらっしゃいますか？
Before the AB project started? January 25th, 2074. According to what you said, according to what you told us, it's 36 hours ago.
そうです。その時今の22歳のシグマさんの意識は67歳になった肉体の中へとすっぽりと収まった。ではそれまで体の中にあったはずの67歳の意識はどこへ行ってしまったのでしょうか？
Yeah, I'm kind of curious about that. Point A. December 25th, 2028. The day all of this started. So when young Sigma went unconscious, that was when the old Sigma kicks in and takes over his body.
ええ。その後45年前に遡った67歳のシグマさんの意識は点 D へと至ることになります。若々しい22歳の肉体とともに通常の時間経過の通りに歴史を歩んでいくのです。
But once that body reaches point D, my 22 years old consciousness will come back from point C.
ええ、飛び込んでいくことになりますね。
So sooner or later, my current Sigma, the young Sigma, will be forced to go backwards in time anyways, I think.
その結果、67歳の意識は弾き出されて、所有者を失った点 C の肉体へと戻るのです。
So eventually, my current Sigma will be gone to perpetuate the cycle, to get the hell out of the cycle. So it's rotate.
循環ですか。まあそう言えないこともないですが、
It's a cycle, basically.
しかしもう一度図をよく見てください。これらをスルスルと紐解いていくと一本のラインとして結ばれていることがお分かりになっていただけるでしょう。
Yeah, it's a straight line all the way up.
複雑に絡み合っているように見えて、実はただの一本道なのですよ。たった一つの例外を除いて。
Alright, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. This is where I needed to take a break for a little bit. I'm going to process this information a little bit more, and then we'll continue on to the next part of this episode. In the same episode, obviously. But I'll just need to take a little break to do something else for now, and then come back to this episode to finish it up. Otherwise, see you in a quick transition. Alright, welcome back to another day, actually, and the other part of the episode. So let's get to it. I'm not going to talk much about what just went down, because usually that's the explanation for myself, is literally just to myself than to you guys. But that's to help myself remember. But yeah, it's been a full day, so apologies if you see the change up in my outfit, I guess, somehow. But yeah. This line here at point E, right?
その通りです。点 E は2028年12月31日、皆既月食が起こる日のことを指し示しています。
The day Radical 6 got out of the test facility.
ええ。ここまで言えばもう分かっていただけるかと思います。AB 計画は67歳のシグマさんの意識を点 B から点 A へと飛ばすために行われました。そうすることによって45年前の過去を変えようと。
So the old version of me will keep Radical 6 from getting out. By jumping into my 22-year-old body on New Year's Eve 2028. Or 2028?
そうです。そのためには一本のラインのどこが途切れていてもいけませんでした。67歳のシグマさんの意識が点 B へと至るためにはその前に点 D を経由していなければならず、点 D へとたどり着くためには点 C のジャンプ、点 C のそれを発生させるにはこの施設で起こったすべての出来事を再現する必要がありました。ですからこれまで私たちは忠実に歴史をなぞってきたのです。ただ人類を破滅の危機から救うために45年前の忌まわしい過去を変えるために。
Uh-huh. Interesting.
何
Tell me
でしょう。
one more thing. You said that point C is January 27th, 2074, which is today. There's going to be a jump, and I'll be jumping to April 13th, 2029.
ええ、言いましたね。
But look, I'm still old. When is this jump supposed to happen?
間もなくです。
Soon.
はい。
And what's gonna trigger it?
意識を4次元へと弾き出すためにはポテンシャルが必要です。けれどそれについてはもう十分に溜まっています。ラジカル6の影響によって。あとは意識を打ち出すのみ。スリングショットの弾丸のように。
And how do you suppose we do that?
言ったでしょ。危機を与えるのです。死に瀕するような危機を。
Oh, is she gonna try to put us near death?
それによって脳の情報処理速度は限界を超えて加速されます。
What do you mean?
わかりませんか？
Somebody's gonna try to kill me.
こういうことですよ。
I have a feeling she's gonna pull a gun, or somebody's gonna pull a gun or something. Oh, there it is. Something. Deal's knife? She's gonna lunge at us, isn't it? No sooner were the words out of my mouth. Oh, fly! Fly! I screamed and leapt towards them. Akane was already in motion, the knife diving towards Fly's chest. I was almost there. Oh, but the stabbing is gonna end up in Sigma's body, isn't it? When I regained consciousness, I was on the floor. There was a dull pain in my chest. I felt for a cut, but something was in the way. It took me a moment to realize that it was Akane's body lying on top of me. I twisted my neck to look around. Nearby was an old tombstone. On it written was a few words in Latin. Tu fui ego eris. What you are, I was. Oh, so that's why the tombstone was worded that way. What I am, you will be. That makes a lot of sense now. Because that thing is message towards Sigma to, like, say, hey, like, you're gonna be... Wait, that's it? That's the end of the game? Oh my god, are you kidding me? That was how it ended? Wait, no. There is an extra something in here. Oh, I just realized I saw some familiar names on the voice cast here for a second. But, yeah, I would say, like, that was kind of anticlimactic in a way, but I know there's an extra something going on soon. There is an extra something that they have once you re-enter into the game, I believe. But we'll look into that in the same episode here. But yeah, so far, I'd say that the entirety of this game has been very complexly told, I guess. I still prefer 999, I guess I'd say. But the story here in VLR is just very... too complex for its own good. Or rather, it's just too complex in general. It's not for its own good. I don't think it's good because of the complexity. I think it's just that there's so much things happening, you don't even know if it will tie into the stuff. And I guess they maybe want the players to realize there's a sort of mystery, like there's some plot holes and stuff. Like, I just feel like the Brotherhood didn't really get explained enough, and Phi's existence don't get explained enough, per se, like who she is and what role does she play in terms of the future, in a sense, or in the past, or who is she really? Did my character die, or did Akane die again? And that's because of, like, the fact that she was meant to die, sort of. But I don't know. It's just kind of confusing me a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. This whole game just seems very out of place on a lot of things, and it's just don't sit right with me with how I feel about it. I think it's really cool though that they've, you know, built up a avalanche of, like, things that you've gone through, and then, like, the payoff is, like, getting to that point, and it does pay off some or if most of the things that I feel was interesting about the game. But the problem is that they were trying to explain too much, to the point where it just became more confusing or more harder to follow up on in the idea of what this game was trying to pursue, I guess. There we go. A new destination added to the flowchart, and that's my achievement. I'll save it on new save because this save right here was my save when I took a break, but the save is for just in case if I want to return to it. So we do go back all the way up, it seems. So in order to finish this game, we need to go all the way back to the past. So this is that one spot of what happened during that thing, I guess. What is that sound? Oh?
2029年4月13日午後のニュースをお伝えします。しかし申し訳ありません。読むべき原稿がもう手元にはないのです。同僚の記者たちは全員ラジカル6に感染して命を失いました。愛する者たちもみんな。
Her husband, I'm guessing, or her kid. That's sad.
これまでどうにか放送を続けてきましたが、それも今日で終わりです。
Out of tricks.
お別れしなければなりません。
Who the hell would say out of tricks? You mean you're just out of words to say, right? Not out of tricks. Who the hell says out of tricks? I've never heard of that.
さようなら、皆さん。
Because it's trying to say that the news is tricking people. It's like,
い
doesn't
つの
make
日
sense.
かこの忌まわしいウイルスが地球上から根絶されることを願っています。
Oh no, wait, we were returning to the wrong part of the history, isn't it?
それでは。
Oh. Wow. For a moment, I just stared at the TV. The roar of the static seemed to fill the entire room until it clicked, it disappeared too. Had the power gone out? Wait, is this actually... You know, I should rather read it on my normal voice, because I don't know if it's Sigma or anything, because they said Sigma would go to the past, but I suspect that's not true. I think it's Akane that's going to the past, who's trying to save herself, or save everyone. I heard footsteps behind me and turned around. Oh, is this... Oh, so the gas mask guy works for the Brotherhood. Or the... Whatever that group is called. The Myanmars. Oh, it is Sigma, okay. You! Yeah, he's the guy who kidnapped us. Oh! Akane!
どうやら計画の第一段階はうまくいったようですね。
Oh, that's interesting. So Akane was the one who's kidnapped us to pretend like we were kidnapped. What the hell? You killed me!
殺した？
I guess technically you're going to kill me 45 years from now, but still.
ちょっとシグマさん、人聞きの悪いことを言わないでください。
It is interesting to hear the old voice actress doing her voice again.
私は殺してなんかいませんよ。あなたの腹部に当たったのはナイフの柄の方です。
Really? I'm okay.
そうです。
Wait, then that means that if she's hitting us with the knife, the butt of the knife, then wouldn't that mean that she stabbed herself in a sense?
あなたとファイさん、お二人に危機感を抱かせるにはああする以外になかったのです。
Me and Fi?
ええ、あの時はシグマさんのことについてのみ言及させていただきましたが、実際にはファイさんにも時間を飛び越えていただく必要があったので。
Oh, we're the pod. We have a pod in this room. It's like a solitary confinement room. Wait,
さて、
this is a replica of the treatment center room, right?
ところでシグマさん、あなたがこれから何をすべきなのかはもう分かっていますね。
We go to the moon?
そうです。
What?
出発は明日、2029年4月14日。シグマさんには我々の用意した宇宙船に乗っていただきます。そして、
I like how it's just like a whole, and then it's like she only said "soste," which is and so is what she said, but then it just spit out of words of only a few last minute checks.
あそこにある3台の治療用ポットとともにリゾーム9へ。
So these three pods are technically Clover, Alice, and Phi, I believe, are the three individuals in here, I guess. Alice and Clover, right?
ええ、
What about the third one? Who's in there?
ファイさんですよ。ファイさんがコールドスリープにかけられたのはつい2日前のことです。
So she is one of the young people who used to be here.
彼女は自分の足でここ、私たちの組織のアジトへとやってきて、自らポットの中に入りました。
Oh, interesting.
と言っても、それは点 C から飛んできたファイさんのことではありません。
Oh, are they saying that Phi is the one who's gonna be going to point E to save the future?
点 A から点 D へと至る直前のファイさんだったのです。
It was the Phi before she jumped from point A to point D.
要するに、ファイさんもシグマさんと同じようなルートをたどっているということです。
Ah.
現在進行形で。
Then that means after you froze her, the point C version of her jumped back into her body?
ええ、今はあのポットの中の肉体に収まっていることになります。これから45年間、彼女はあのポットの中で眠り続けるのです。氷漬けになったまま。
Then when she gets to point B, her consciousness will jump to point A, right?
はい。
Huh. So that's why she didn't look old. So why don't you just stick me in one of those pods?
それはできません。
Why not?
どうしてって、まだわからないのですか？
I mean, we have to continue the flow. Like, the timeline needs to still retain, is what she's trying to say.
あなたはこれから45年の歳月をかけて AB 計画の準備をしなければならないのですよ。
Yeah.
リゾーム9へ赴き、遺伝子工学やその他の学問を極め、カイルやルナやラゴモルフをあなたは生み出さなければなりません。カラードドアやバングルの仕掛けを作るのももちろんあなたです。天明寺さんとクオーク君を呼び寄せるのもあなたが行います。そして全ての準備が整ってからいよいよ計画は実行されることに。2074年1月25日、あなたは解凍したファイさんの体を抱えて第 3AB ルームへ。そこで点 A から飛んできた22歳の意識に弾かれるようにして45年前の過去、2028年12月25日の肉体へと戻るのです。
And then I change history? Do you really think I can keep the virus from getting out?
そうしていただかなければ困ります。すでにこの世界では何十億もの人間が亡くなっているのですから。
Yeah, like we just saw in the news.
人類を救うことができるのはシグマさんとファイさん、お二人しかいないのです。
What about you? Aren't you the Esper too?
私一人の力ではどうにもなりません。あなたたちの協力がどうしても必要なのです。
This looks like a puzzle room in a weird way. So what do I do? What do I need to do?
どうすればというのは
Like what specific actions do I need to take? When Fi and I jump to point A, what are we going to do then?
お二人には火星探査用のシミュレーション施設に入っていただきます。
And after that?
わかりません。ええ、
What?
原因が不明なのです。あの施設からなぜラジカル6が漏洩したのか。
Oh, really?
そもそもどうして火星探査用のシミュレーション施設にウイルスが存在したのかも謎のままで。
Ah, crap. Then we're screwed.
だからこそあなた方の力が必要なのですよ。お二人には歴史や世界を飛び越える不思議な能力があります。それを駆使してぜひとも原因を突き止めていただきたいのです。
Oh, we have to tell her what happens in there?
作戦は困難を極めるでしょう。施設の中には数々の危機が待ち受けているかと思います。それでもお二人ならば必ずやそれらの危機を乗り越えてくれるものと信じています。
Wait, ちょっと待って。How do you know it's so dangerous?
67歳のシグマさんの意識からそのように伺いました。
Oh.
ウイルスの漏洩を防ぐことのできなかった彼。作戦に失敗した方の未来のあなたということになりますが。
Oh, but if he failed, then that means our character's gonna fail anyways, isn't it? What did I say?
施設の中には数々の罠が待ち受けていると。
Oh.
その罠から一人の女性を救うためにあなたはその腕と右目を。
Oh, that's right. He did lose his arms. I don't know about the right eye, though. The right eye, we haven't seen why he lost. We don't know if his eyes was artificial in parts of the game. My arms and my right eye? Oh, God, no. Jeez, that's scary. What the hell? Suddenly, a low rumble shook the building. I'm guessing that's the nukes going off. What was that?
ご覧ください。
It's the nukes that Tenmyoji talked about, where everyone set it off. I moved slowly to the window and peered outside. On the horizon, I could see a massive mushroom cloud climbing slowly towards the sky. Would we really be able to change the course of history? No. That was the wrong way to look at it. It couldn't be a question. I had changed history. We could save the world. I'm going to change history. I stared at the darkening skies above us and steeled myself. I would succeed. And that's the end of that extra bit, I bet. Would it play credits again with that? I'm kind of curious if that's the case. Beginning or end? Achievement unlocked. Fire and ice. Achievement unlocked. There was another achievement. I missed that one. I didn't look at it because I was just lost on that part because I was just like whatever. All right. So that's the end of that, I guess. That's the end of the whole game. Yeah. Oh wait, no, I saw another one. No, I just saw it. No, I just saw it. No. Oh, it goes back to the beginning of the game. I see. Yeah, because if I back out, it takes me back to the beginning of the game. What? I just saw something. Okay, so this is not it. I want to load, so I need to quit. This is how I'm gonna have to load. It's the worst way to load, but that's essentially what it is. I did see something. We need to go back here. No. Oh wait, no. We need to go to the flow. My bad. I know what it is. I was just confused on what to do. Okay, I was just confused about it for some reason. Actually, is this actually where we... Ow. Ow, 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 ow. Damn it. Feels like my head's gonna hurt. Wait. And then it goes back to that spot. Okay, never mind. Yeah, okay, so that's typical stuff. Okay, yeah, that is the beginning of the game. There is an actual novel down here, and I was just realizing it just now until now. I know we're running over more than the time that we should be, but I'm gonna play it all the way through, as I said. I'm gonna try to get this one all the way done in this one episode, because I just want to get it done. Infirmary, though. Also, we went back to our point of history in the infirmary. Luna. Oh, this is 5 speak now, because I hear that dit meaning that it's like higher pitch. Where? Oh no, they're not even speaking. What the heck? I see you've finally woken up, Kyle. Oh, Kyle. Okay, I didn't realize it was Kyle because his pitch was a little higher for some reason. Kyle. I'm gonna do a different voice because this is a different person entirely. I feel like it's Sigma, but it's not Sigma. Ah, yes, of course. You've only just woken up in this timeline. It's only natural for some of your memories to be missing. I lurched upright, jumped off the bed, and ran around to the other side of the partition. The mirror over the sink was covered with a film of dirt. I wiped it off with my sleeve, and my reflection stared back at me. Oh, I see. So our memory is now Kyle's, isn't it? There was no mistake. The reflection belonged to Kyle Klim. So I'm Dr. Klim, Zero Senior's clone. What? How do you know that? Shouldn't you still be suffering from amnesia? An excellent question, one I didn't quite know the answer to myself. I knew who Kyle Klim was. In another's history, he was called K, and had worn a suit of armor. He hadn't just worn an armor in that history, though. Apparently he's worn it in his life, in all his life. Kyle had been born and raised in the lunar installation, which seemed to be called Rhizome 9. Rather late in his life, Akane had appeared as a mother figure, and he had consequently grown very attached to her. I knew everything about him, but even though I knew it, I didn't feel it. Was I really Kyle Klim? Every time I looked in the mirror, I saw his face. The spinning image of Sigma Klim in his younger days. I looked down. Oh, Dio's here. Wait, so that means it is aftermath of the whole situation, but then our character Kyle is now finally himself, I guess. There was Dio, still handcuffed. I turned back around to Luna. What day is today? January 27th, 2074. Then today is the last day of the AB project. Akane has explained everything in the garden. Then she drew a knife and attacked Phi. How long have I been asleep? About 5 hours in real time. For them, would have seemed more like 2 hours. So they still haven't been treated for that radical 6. No, they've been all given the antiviral. It just takes a while to have an effect. Oh, so everybody's now cured from their radical 6. Ah, I see. So the consciousness of the younger Sigma has gone back into the past. It should have happened right after Akane attacked Phi, right? Yes. Why am I here? The doctor carried you back here. You were in the pod in the garden. So the person you called the doctor is Sigma Klim, as inhabited by his age-appropriate consciousness. Yes, why? But how do you know that? Dio seems to have remained unconscious. Yes, I've been administering Soprol himself whenever he gets restless. What about the others? They've all gone off to different areas. Temioji and Quark, for instance. Oh. Oh, right, Mr. Klim. So, the sleepyhead's finally woken up, huh? What are you two doing here? You don't know where we are. This is the upper floor of the pressure exchange chamber. The real one. We were just about to get dressed and head out. You plan on returning then? To Earth, I mean? Yeah. Sigma told us where we could find the shuttle and that brought us here. Well, I guess he's not really the Sigma I knew anymore. He's Dr. Clem now. Or Zero Senior. Depending on how you look at it. So people are just returning back home? That's weird. Why? What do you mean, why? Well, I'm just curious why you would choose to return to a devastated planet when you could just stay here. How's that staying here gonna help? You aren't gonna say something idiotic about how we should wait here until Sigma changes the past, are you? That's hilarious. You can't wait for something that's happened already. Grammar doesn't work that way. Hell, nature doesn't work that way. You follow me? We've already lived through history. Sigma failed to keep the virus from getting out. About 45 years ago, Radical 6 created a pandemic and antimatter reactors blew up. That's all happened. Whatever Sigma does in the past, history's not gonna change. In fact, it's because of what he did and didn't do in the past that we got this past and present. Let me give you an example. Imagine a group of 100 motorcycles driving down an endless freeway. Eventually, they hit a junction. The road splits in two. One freeway continues off northwest and the other stretches off to the northeast. So one guy, we call him S, pipes up. Let's go northwest, he says. So they take the northwestern road but about a mile past the intersection, something horrible happens. A semi driving the other way veers into their lane and plows through the bikers. 90 of them are dead. The surviving 10 are wounded but survive. They don't stop, though. They keep riding down the highway and eventually they'd gone 10,000 miles. Then suddenly something happens that couldn't have been predicted. S, who had survived, suddenly has his consciousness thrown back in time. He ends up with his own body just before they reach the junction. He remembers everything. So what does S do? What anybody would do. Let's go northeast. I think they misspelled go. That means all 100 bikers survive to reach their destination happy and healthy. And they all live happily ever after. That's what you're thinking, right? It's a great outcome for hundreds of bikers that went northeast, but what about the 10 that went northwest and survived the accident? Huh? Wouldn't it be 9 people? I mean, S's mind went back in time, right? Ah, right. Okay, 9 people then. What happened to the reality they were living in? Does it just disappear when S changes the past? It's not as if only bad things had happened during that 10,000-mile trip. Maybe one of them fell in love with a woman working at a gas station they stopped at and had a child. Maybe one of them picked up a homeless kid that joined them in their adventure. That 10,000-mile journey would be full of stories. Friends, farewells, romances. The loss of those 90 lives is horrible and unfortunate. But what would rewriting their history mean? The 9 who survived lived full lives. How can it be right to just erase all of that? The survivors overcame their own misery and loss and made their best they could out of the hand they were dealt. Isn't that worth something? Isn't that the best thing that humans can aspire to? Is there really any point to a world where everything's happy? Are people who struggle for a better life just idiots? Being humans is just about fighting even when it seems hopeless. And finding happiness even in the world that hates it. Are you saying that's worthless? If you're saying rewriting the past will erase all these other timelines, then whatever God wrote those rules can... Look, I'm just gonna accept that, alright? You get it? If Sigma changes the past, then you and Quirk will never meet. Is he right? No, it's not gonna happen. We're here right now, this is reality. Even if Sigma does change the past, we're not just gonna disappear or something. Oh, then that means we get to stay together. Good. Thanks, kid. I understand how you feel. Why you want to return to Earth is clear. You have lives there, I imagine. There are likely people waiting for you. Right. Uh-huh. Have you already said goodbye to the others? Fine, Luna, Alice, and Clover all saw us off. We told them we'd see them again someday, and then came here. They were the only people you wanted to say goodbye to. No point saying anything to Dio. Besides, he's asleep. You were asleep too. Sorry, but we didn't really know much about you. You have a point. Akane was in the armor in this timeline after all. What about Sigma? Well, he's not really Mr. Sigma anymore. Of course. He is Dr. Clem now, that his consciousness has returned. Yeah, but more importantly, he's the guy who brought us all here. Not a lot of warm feelings there, you know? And Akane? Never mind her. She's just like him. Not the Akane I knew. She must have seen some pretty awful things over the years. Hell, she might not even be human anymore. The Akane Kirishiki I knew isn't here. She's not anymore. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense though, because the way she talked to Sigma kind of became more robotic and life. Like, it's kind of like she's kind of like the weird like angel that just kind of gets stuck to doing the same job over again to loop the characters around and never really stop the loop. Instead, like trying to constantly, it's like the scientist's assistant, just constantly trying to go all the way through to the end. In the end, Clover and I were just pawns. Pawns to be used and then gotten rid of. Still, it's not like we were completely resentful. We had to be here to change the past. That part's easy to understand. But it kind of sucks though. I mean, Sigma and Phi have it easy. They get to go back to December 25th in 2028. They'll stop the Radical Six and save the world, and then they'll have a nice normal future to look forward to. In other words, they get to go back to Point E and just enjoy history it was supposed to happen. But we don't. We're stuck with Point C as our starting point. You told us about Tenmyoji's story, right? This one with the motorcycles? It would be like if Alice and I were kidnapped right before the intersection. Then whoever grabbed us takes us wherever the bikers are going, 10,000 miles to the northwest. Don't get us wrong. We don't know why we had to be here. Without us, S's consciousness wouldn't have been able to go back right to before the intersection. If that couldn't happen, then the fate of those 90 dead bikers would be sealed. But it's still not the best situation for those of us who's left in the northwest. We're stuck in the reality where the 90 bikers died. Are we supposed to go on to live on the Earth? It's a wasteland now. And what about our families and friends? We left the whole world behind 45 years ago. Even if it is the greater good, it just doesn't seem fair, does it? Yeah, it's a little bit much. So we went and talked to the old lady. She told us that there is one way. One way we could get back to the past. Let's say you do go back to the past. Wouldn't that cause your minds to get thrown back here? That seems to be how Sigma and Phi's jump worked, at least. Yeah, you're right. But this is different. Different? How so? From what she said, it sounds like there's a way we can send our bodies back in time, too. That's ridiculous. It would create a paradox. How could you just have two Clovers and two Alices at the same time? But that wouldn't happen. Akane says that there's a way around that. How on earth does she plan to do that? Schrodinger's cat. Oh, come on, dude. Seriously? Okay. I think this is going on long enough, and I realize I don't think I want to keep pursuing this part of this episode. There's a lot more to it. I'll keep doing it, but I will probably do it for one more episode, I think. I think this is drawing me further and further away from making a final episode move. I thought I could pull it off, but apparently there's more than an hour's worth of time for me to go through this one. Okay. But, let's save this as the last episode. The next one will be the real final one, because I want to have time for myself to also talk about how I feel. I did start off with my thoughts, but I never really got to finish it. So I'll do it again and start from the top in the next episode for my thoughts after finishing this whole last bit. I don't appreciate that they didn't put the voicing in the characters in this one either, because it makes me read their character voices, and it's pissing me off that it's like still going. And I'm just like, damn, they really did go the 9 yard and trying to over explain what their futures are and stuff like that, and making it hard on me to really feel like I finished the game. Like, it's just, they just keep going. Well, it's like, come on, let the ending be when Sigma talks about how he was just like expected to do the thing and that's it. Like, don't talk about what people are doing from this point on for these characters, because I feel like the future doesn't matter, because I don't think that the characters here will matter in the next installment in terms of what they're doing now in this particular timeline. It would be probably the other timeline that happens, and how Sigma tries to prevent the Radical 6 from spreading as like probably the next game's installment problem, because I feel like this is just a cliffhanger-y style storytelling so far with the timeline situation, but it's too convoluted, too complex for whatever reason is trying to pull off, and it's just a little bit sad and frustrating that there's just more to it in explanation, and it just doesn't let the players dive it in with themselves, or that they would not try to expect to push it. I mean, maybe granted, they might have been working on this in anticipation that they might not make another installment, but they did, so it's just like, I don't know how to feel about it yet, so yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna stick to this in the next episode. So let's really do finish this in the next episode. I apologize for those who I put the anticipation of like, oh, I'm gonna try to finish this, but I didn't realize the extra stupid thing. Well, it's not stupid. The extra node. That is the extra node. The real epilogue is actually a longer me reading it instead of letting the thing read for itself, and kind of thing that I just didn't really anticipate as what it is. But anyways, let's finish it in the next episode for realsies, and then let's move towards the finale of it, where I talk about my thoughts and what's next and stuff like that in the next episode. So anyways, other than that, Roz out.